This is a massive surprise, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. At this point, it's not entirely clear to me whether this is an expansion, a free update, or an entirely new game. But either way, Phil Spencer did say during the Xbox showcase that this is an all-new version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Either way, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section below. But meanwhile, what is included? Well, it seems that at last, Microsoft are going all in on the adventure and mission aspect of the sim. Meanwhile, the 2024 update also seems to include extreme weather as well as massive disasters. Extreme weather in the form of tornadoes and disasters in the form of fire, wildfires and all that. But it's not limited to just that. As you can see right here, there's agricultural, aviation and mountain rescues, all sorts of activities. What's particularly interesting to me here is that if you've played Microsoft Flight Simulator much over the years and got close to the ground, you'll have noticed that, at least in some areas other than handcrafted areas, the details just aren't that great and wouldn't be capable of supporting this type of gameplay. So what we can expect to see here is that these missions are perhaps limited to certain locations that have been handcrafted, or alternatively that Microsoft have vastly improved the ground detail. One thing I've also noticed is that certain graphical elements, such as the reflection we saw there, do seem to be improved, and there you can see those tornadoes along with the scientific research missions. Now, low altitude training is especially interesting to me because obviously low altitude was there right from the start. We're going rapid fire here, and there of course is the big meme, the hot air balloons. But let's go through these at a slightly slower pace again. So, Flight Simulator 2024 coming in 2024. The screen here seems to imply that this is going to be a new version of the game, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess, whether it's actually an update for the current version or whether it's a new game entirely. Either way, if you think I'm missing something obvious on that particular point, do let me know in the comments section below. Do you feel that Microsoft have made this very clear that it is an entirely new version of the game, or do you feel that it might be an update of some type that will be available to all current owners of Microsoft Flight Simulator? Just before I started putting this video together, I have done a search on Google just in case some of the usual suspect, the big websites, have been granted some embargoed information that they may have released. There doesn't seem to be any details anywhere just yet. For now then, all we've got to go on is this trailer. So let's walk through this a little bit slower and try and check anything we may have previously missed. We previously discussed agriculture missions as well as the mountain rescues. This one is especially interesting, skydiving. What we can see here is that the player appears to have taken these skydivers out to their chosen location and then they are following them down to the ground, or at least hopefully not right to the ground but close to it. The range in available missions then appears to be very impressive. This may not be including all of them, but there does seem to be quite a significant number. Next up, we have aerial construction, and very clearly the helicopter putting together an electric pylon here. What else could be covered with aerial construction? It could quite conceivably be a lot of things. The main focus would be delivering large bulky items to elevations that would be, well, very difficult to otherwise reach. So in addition to pylons, that may include bridge construction, for example. That certainly means some large helicopters, and talking of large aerial vehicles, there's some massive planes here in the form of cargo transport. And one thing that's particularly worth paying attention to throughout this whole trailer, but also right here, are the locations where some of this is being filmed. So whilst this could quite easily be Canada or Alaska or somewhere like that, there are plenty of frozen wastelands out there after all. But many of them, I'd arguably say most, which include the Antarctic as well as the Arctic, are not that well represented in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the fact they're even showing this in the game could suggest that those areas are going to get a bit of an improvement, a much needed one at that. Fingers crossed on that then. The sheer diversity of missions is astounding to say the least. VIP transportation, air racing to be thrown in with all the rest. But one thing I think many people are going to be looking forward to, and I know I am, is these extreme weather. It's perhaps a bit of a leap then to say there's going to be various different types of extreme weather. Tornadoes are perhaps one of the more visually impressive. But either way, this is a very, very nice thing to see. Overall then, with this reveal of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, It seems that Microsoft are pushing more towards the game arena as well as the sim arena. They've always called Microsoft Flight Simulator a platform, so there's no reason that they shouldn't also go for the gamer audience as well as the simming audience. I do believe that the sim is more than capable of supporting both. We'll have to see how all of that goes. Do let me know your thoughts and feelings on all of this in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Quite a surprise announcement after all. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.